Welcome to Scorched Earth and a general reading for the sign of Taurus, Sun, Moon or Ascendant for the month of March. I can believe that. I hope you will. I'm using the Llewellyn Tarot for you today. Yeah, I think that's it. Let's have a look and see what's going on with you, Taurus. Can I have 3 cards for Taurus, please? Oh, we have the King of Cups, Scorpio energy in your recent past. Current energy for, wow, Taurus is the Hanged Man in reverse. Show that to you there. That's Pisces energy. And one more card for Taurus, please. We have the 5 of Cups. Okay, don't worry about that. We have the Hermit card at the bottom of the deck. So we have 2 cards that speak of a level of internal kind of contemplation, certainly reflection. That being the Hermit and the Hanged Man. But what's underneath there? We've got the Page of Pentacles. We've got a slight change in direction coming up for you, I think, Taurus. So tell me about the King of Cups, please. We've got the Moon, interesting, and the Queen of Swords. Tell me about this Hanged Man in reverse, please. Whoa, the fuck. That's the Judgment card that's come out there. I flew all the way down there. There it is. Tell me about the Hanged Man in reverse, please. And we've got the Magician. Oh, there's a lot of major arcana down here. Tell me about the 5 of Cups, please. We've got the Queen of Wands and the King of Cups. And the 2 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. So, interestingly, the whole reading is flanked by these 2 King of Cups energies. And it does feel a little bit like there's, I don't know, for the want of a better phrase, a teaching moment coming up for you here, right? There's where you think you are as a King of Cups, and then there's this whole process that goes on before you arrive again at the King of Cups, but I'm assuming it's going to be up here, right? There's something to be learned down here at the bottom. So don't panic. It's not a bad thing at all. And like I said, King of Cups is Scorpio energy, and you've got quite a lot of water here on the table. You know, King of Cups twice, Scorpio. We've got the 5 of Cups, which is a Scorpio card. We have the Moon, which is a Cancer card, and we have the Hanged Man, which is a card of Pisces, although it is in the reverse here. So let's start off with this King of Cups. And like I said, I think it's a place of emotional maturation that you have reached, and you are quite content, I think, with where you are at that. Because with the Moon and the Queen of Swords underneath here, the bits of you that have been hidden, I think, are now available for you to consider consciously, right? This is growth right here. This is, you know, if it was this way around, it would feel completely different to me. But this is all of the things that are hidden, and that can be your subconscious as much as anything else, right? Largely, for the way that I read the cards, it is your subconscious. But we've got you having moved beyond that a little bit. So the things that that your subconscious has been trying to tell you, you have heard, and now you are facing forwards away from that. It's like, yeah, I got that, I understand it, and now I'm considering what that means for me in terms of how I move forward. The important point about that is that it is consciously being considered by you at this stage. Tell me about the Queen of Swords. I've got the King of Wands. Yeah, so there's a sense here that you feel like you have all of the information that you need. Interestingly, here is the Hermit at the bottom of this deck as well. And now you're ready to move. Now you're ready to take action on something, like go in a particular direction with something. But this 7 of Wands is quite interesting, because the 7 of Wands feels like it's that you are under attack by something. Tell me about the 7 of Wands, please. Yeah. It's realizing where you have felt that you were under attack in the past, but seeing the point of it now, like, and this is great. This is growth, and getting into that reflective ability, which is something that you've developed really quite well over the last couple of years, Taurus, where it's not about you being attacked. It's not about everybody being against you. Not that you feel like that, right? But more, it's kind of like taking things on for yourself that you didn't need to, and then being disappointed with the situation. It's like, now on reflection, you can look back and you can see why things happened the way that they did, and actually it's okay. Like, this is something that has brought great healing to you. We've got the Temperance card there, card of Sagittarius, and you've healed this feeling in you that needs to defend everything and protect everything, whether that is you or other people. And there's much more of a emotionally comfortable place that you're in now, right? That King of Cups, like I said, very emotionally comfortable with themselves. You don't necessarily have to wear your heart on your sleeve, but you've learned the lessons of preceding things, and preceding events, preceding situations, even preceding relationships, whatever. But with this King of Wands here, it's like, this is okay. Like, this is good. I'm now ready to take action in a particular direction. I'm feeling driven to do something. And I've seen this for you in the last couple of readings that I've done. There's definitely this willingness to take a risk on something that you wouldn't have done before. Like, that's indicative of the level of emotional development that has occurred in you over a very, very short period of time, I have to say. You've leveled up really fast, Taurus. And we see this same kind of feeling here with this Hanged Man in reverse. Now, when it's this way around, the Hanged Man is a card of suspension and stasis. This is somebody who's literally suspending themselves to see the world from a different perspective. But that's the given interpretation of this card. But as I'm saying this, I feel like it's wrong, and I have to point it out to you. It's not wrong, but it's like depicted differently in this card. In that we don't have someone suspended upside down. Let's see if you can see that there. He's kind of hanging on to something. So there's no change in perspective here. What there is hanging around. There is waiting for something, right? Needing to be patient for something. And here, I feel like that's exhausted now. Now, whether that's the situation, starting to shift, starting to move, that's a possibility. Or whether it's your patience with it. Which is not to say that you're impatient about this situation, because I don't think that's something that Tauruses are actually really capable of, is extreme impatience. Two of Cups is at the bottom of the deck here as well. So if this is a relationship reading for you, and you've got to take it as it resonates to you, then that puts an interesting spin on this, because we've got the Page of Pentacles beneath that and the Ace of Wands. It would imply that you are kind of done waiting for the universe to drop something into your lap that you have been waiting for, that you've been hanging around for. And now, with the cards at the bottom of the deck and these two cards here, it feels to me like you are feeling like, now is the time, strike while the iron is hot and that sort of thing. I'm going to make the move. I'm going to do a thing. Because we've got here the Judgment card indicating your willingness to make a decision, and the Magician card, right? You willing to make the decision to manifest what it is that you want into your life. And the thing that people miss with manifestation often is that it does require something from you too, right? It's not like you just sit there and you say for example, you let's use relationships because it's a really good one, right? You decide that you're ready to meet your significant other, right? And you think about it really, really hard. Like, I'm ready for them to come in. And then you don't leave your house. Maybe you work from home. Maybe your downtime is Netflix and chill, or doing crafts by yourself, that sort of thing. Right? There's no situation here whereby, no matter how hard you try and mentally and emotionally manifest something, that it's likely that it's going to happen, right? Sometimes it's about going and joining a group, a craft group, or whatever, a gym, something like that, right? And getting out there and meeting people, because if you're not in the act of going out there and meeting someone, then you are literally like putting a stick in your own front wheel and then being all like, but it didn't work. It requires something from you. And this seems to me like what this card's talking about here. Now, like I said, it doesn't need to relate to a relationship. It could relate to work. It could relate to any kind of change of circumstance that you are trying to bring about. Like, what are you doing to assist that? What are you doing to put yourself in that energy stream of change and new things coming in? Well, I think that you've decided that you've hung around for long enough, and now it's time to start doing something about it. Oh, God. Here, we've got the Strength card. And the Nine of Cups. Yeah, it's about having the courage to go after what it is that you actually want. You know, taking yourself out of this deadlock situation that you seem to be in at the moment, where you don't really know what's going on, mate, but you're kind of sick of waiting for it now, so I'm going to go get it myself. Tell me about the Magician. Yeah. Eight of Wands, Ten of Pentacles. It's pursuing that which is important to you, that which has value to you, that which you are attempting to construct for yourself, for sure. Now, interestingly enough, we have a Queen of Wands again at the bottom of the deck, and she's down here too. And it's a card of Aries. It doesn't matter that she's female, or that the tarot doesn't care about the gender of the cards at all. It's about the expression of the energy, and we have both feminine and masculine within us, right? But there's something very visible about the Queen of Wands. There's something very bold, very dynamic, actually quite sexual as well, but that might not apply to you in this situation. It is being seen, and I think this card shows that really, really well, right? And we have it here with the Hanged Man underneath. Now, that's Aries and Pisces respectively, and notice that we've got the beginning and the end of the zodiac contained within the same reading going on here, right? So there's a sense of something coming to a completion and something starting possibly, but it's that traversing of the space between the two. And it's like, maybe now is time to put my head above the parapet and actually, you know, state my intentions to the world, start acting in such a way as to bring these things towards me. And the Queen of Wands would be very much an energy of getting out there and being seen, you know, getting out there and engaging with the energies that that apply. But the month of March has you seeing the Five of Cups. Now, I don't want you to worry too much about this. It's not like everything's going to go catastrophically wrong. But there's a feeling here that you have been rather focusing on something too hard, to the exclusion of everything else. And we've got the Queen of Wands and the King of Cups here. And that seems to be asking you to kind of bear this with the grace and dignity that is commensurate with who you are now, right? Notice that we had that King of Cups flanking the reading on both sides, but we've had the Queen of Wands come out twice as well, and it's like, be seen to be taking this disappointment on the chin, because the Five of Cups does speak of a disappointment. Not the Five of Cups. We've got the Three of Swords. Okay, what about the Five of Cups? And we've got the Nine of Swords as well. Right, yeah, okay. So, something this month is not working out for you the way that you had planned, the way that you had anticipated. But, and this is a big but, and I want you to hold on to this really, really tight, Taurus. At the bottom of the deck, you have got the Justice card and the Six of Wands, right? Just because it's not playing out the way that you planned, it doesn't mean that it's not playing out exactly as it should, and it doesn't mean that it isn't playing out in such a way that will take you where you actually need to go. This is a card of success. This is a card of victory. Six of Wands. It is the card of victory in the tarot. And that's the actions that you take, interestingly, because it's minor arcana. But we have the Justice card here. We have a sense of you being aligned to something that is actually meant for you by way of you losing the thing that is not meant for you. Now, I appreciate that this is not a comfortable reading for you, because I think that whatever it is that you want, whatever it is that you've you know, you've put so much investment into, that you're now ready to go, right, I'm going to go after the thing that I'm going to take that risk, I'm going to do the thing, you know, I'm going to be bold and brave. For it to not happen the way that you want it to happen. Definitely a clusterfuck of emotional stuff going on here, but you are being diverted to something that is for you. I have no doubt in my mind whatsoever about that, provided, you know, that you can use all of this growth that you have, you know, it's a very fucking hard one, and bear it with dignity. This is quite important because I do feel like these two really do symbolize dignity, emotional dignity and visible dignity. Let's pull some more cards for this. Tell me about the Queen of Wands and the King of Cups. We've got the Seven of Pentacles and we've got the Emperor and we've got the Six of Pentacles. Yeah. The Seven of Pentacles is the situation not turning out the way that you really wanted it to, right? It's kind of like, oh shit, I didn't really see this coming. I was so buoyed up with enthusiasm and confidence for my next move forwards that I didn't consider the possibility that it might go wrong, right? And this is not to say that you need to go back into that kind of, that mindset of catastrophizing about everything and anything or whatever. It's not talking about that. It's saying, here is an opportunity for you to bounce off this thing and actually head towards the thing that is for you and that will fulfill you and that is all the things that you actually want, just in a different box, wearing different clothes, you know, because there's a message here about control. Now, I feel like your enthusiasm and almost your impatience, as it's beginning to occur, is the thing that's kind of tripped you up a little bit here, because it hasn't taken into account either other people or a situation beyond you, you know, all of these things. Like, there's other stuff going on here that you're actually not at this point aware of, but you will become aware of in March. And although it is not fun and it's kind of challenging, you being able to find your balance within this is the important thing. Here's the growth for you, right? And do you remember how I said, even before I pulled out any of these other cards, that it seemed like there was where you thought you were, or maybe where you are, and where you are next. Like, and remember that the minor arcana, right, it goes from the Ace to the 10, but if you include the court hierarchy in there, you're basically going through Ace, Ace, King, and then you start again at the Ace, right? There's a full cycle. It seems to me that you are vaulting an entire cycle to actually end up somewhere really quite high. Because here's where you are, and realistically where you should go next is the Ace of Cups, right? And then you've got the entire suit to go through before you arrive finally at the King, right? Let's have them both at this end, right? So as Ace of Cups here, all the way along, King. You've got a huge opportunity for growth that is coming here, and it's by way of disappointment. It's by way of things not turning out the way that you had absolutely structured them in your head. But that's a good thing, because what you want isn't actually really very good for you at this point. It's not part of where you go next. And so if you can just bear it, like I said, with grace and dignity, and go, okay, well, this has happened for a reason. I'm going to sit with how I feel about this. It's elevating you up and it's putting you on your path very strongly, on your path, right? Success isn't very far behind this disappointment. So long as, I don't know what word I was going for there, so long as you are mindful of the fact that everything happens for a reason, and that this is no reflection on you or the power of your manifestation, or whether it was even right to go after the thing that you want, right? I truly believe that everything happens at the right time, in the right way, for the right reason, right? It's just that we don't see it as it's happening. This is what's waiting for you on the other side of your disappointments. But if you get bogged down in that, if you allow yourself to be stuck in this energy for too long, you might miss it. And I don't want you to do that. Right, I'm going to go over to Vimeo now. I'm going to pull this apart a little bit more and see what we can do with it, right? Like I said, the mindset is really important. The the dignity and grace is really important. We know that you have those, Taurus. So if you would like to come with me and have a look at that, you're very welcome. The link is in the description box. If not, not a problem. Don't worry too much about this, right? It's all gravy. It's just a thing, and you know, then it will be over, and then it'll be the next thing. You know, it's all good. Know that I love you all very, very much, and I will see you soon.